I was going to swap over the leg, but I'm going to put the 95 leg in complete. I decided that from one of the comments I got that just put it in because it's original. It is original TARAGO leg, so as long as it sits in there right and there's good equal room between all the pedals, nobody's going to complain about it. So, well, chances are nobody's going to complain about it. So I'm going to go with that for starters. Put it in, have a look. If it works out, then I'm going to leave it like that. Put everything back together. If it sits too close to either pedal on either side, then I'll swap over the arm that's, well, this part here. I'll swap over that at the end result if this doesn't go in how I'm hoping it will. So first of all, I'm going to need to remove my cruise control, ECU, get all that out of the way, the indicator relay, just get all them out of the way so I can take this leg out and swap it over. There's a little clip that sits in the in the back of there. Start off with the easy ones. You know, out of all the parts that need to be replaced in these vans, I don't think anybody ever goes through the effort of swapping over legs. But you know, talk to any of my friends, they always know I go far and beyond doing things. I pull something apart and I go deeper and deeper and deeper into it every time. It's just nothing ventured, nothing gained, you know. You're not learning nothing if you don't do anything. Now 12 at the back and then 14 right here. Back one to 12 as well. These two here on this side here, bit of a pain in the butt. These guys here, if you're in a tight spot and you're trying to turn around, they tend to lock in, and then you got to try and work it out and fix it up. This guy here I found at a roundabout many years ago, and it can't twist around on itself. I love this one. This one has been such a lifesaver. It's unreal. It's a real bugger of a spot to get into this one. Okay, one more to go. That's holding on to this column right here. Okay, that's it. I got the plastic from the harness here stopping me from pulling that pedal out. Didn't have that for 95 because the pedal's different. Okay. Start there from here. Okay. One thing I didn't mention was there is a clip on here. I had already undone it, so I'd forgotten to mention it, but right here there's a pin that goes through that. I think it's in here, just give me a second. Oh, she's warm. Anyway, I'll find that in a minute when I put it all back in. I'm going to put the 95 pedal in and we'll get a good look at how she sits. I have to change that pedal too with the 95 for the cruise control to work. Not today. Okay. You know, I think that's a little bit too close to the clutch. You can see that there. I'll give you a better angle. I think this is my mind made up for me. That's a little bit too close to the clutch. Plenty of room between the accelerator and the brake pedal, but that's just a little bit too close to the clutch. Shame that wasn't more centered, then it would have been perfectly fine. Anyway, I'm going to change this arm over here and we'll put this 95 mount in, but with that replaced. Okay, so this loaded spring here, I'll show you in this one. It's not too hard to push by hand. If I had 3 hands it'd be easier. Anyway, so it's not too hard to push by hand. And what you got to do is bring it around like that and let it slide into there, and then the spring sits loose enough that I can swap these arms over. So definitely a good chance to have a look at what's involved here. I will take these, what do you want to call them, legs, arms, whatever. I call the whole thing a leg, but I'm not really too sure the exact name for these, but I just call them legs. Okay, so I hope there's enough footage area here that you can see everything that's going on. This is the leg from the 90 model. That's removed easy enough. That's still in good condition too. So we'll get that aside there, and I'll show you everything I'll do on this one. So just 14mm. To the same length, but thread pattern's different. Not thread pattern, sorry, the thread length is different, doesn't matter. Okay, so this here, the spring clips into there, so you got to turn the pedal in there like so. Since that spring wanted to stay in there, I'll leave it in there. That's pretty much it. There we go. Beautiful. Like I bought one. Alrighty, we'll put that in. I'll get this brake switch in there first. Now it pretty much came out, whereas I haven't turned that bolt. I'm going to put that back in the same way it came out. And that's just like that. Now, if the pedal is too far down, I can screw that back out, tighten it up. Or if it's too high up, I've got a little bit more room to bring that pedal down a little bit. But for now, I can get to that plug on that side easy enough. Yep. So for now, that's the way we'll leave it. All right. Let's see if I can install this quickly before I have to run down the road. Oh, here's that pin I was looking for. Fancy that. Always the way, eh? You're looking for something that's right in front of you. Just finding that sweet angle there to get that on. I don't have to worry about pushing the brake booster out. I don't have to worry about pushing the brake booster through because the master cylinder on the other side of its cables, or its lines I should say, are stopping it from moving. Okay, now it's just a matter of bolting it all back together. Put that on there. Okay, that's in place. Just a matter of bolting it back together. I don't think I want that brake pedal to be down any further than that. I first need to get that brake cylinder. I still need to get the brake booster bolted in first. So because it does slide out, oh, probably maybe 10mm it slides out, but not enough to worry about because the threads are pretty long. So once I pull that in, then I'll be able to adjust that brake pedal properly. But I have to duck down the road now. I've got a couple of errands to do, and then I'll get back into it. Just one other thing before I take off. I just note that this pedal here has 97 written on it for the automatic, and the manual one had 95 written on it. Don't know if it's a part number or if it's a year model, but I just thought I'd just chuck that in quickly. Okay, well that will do for today. That's all bolted back in. She's ready to go. So that's the brake light switch all mounted and set, and how far it's screwed in, lined up perfectly with that pin there. I just had to push it through. I didn't have to adjust it any to get that pin to line up. So I don't know if that's where it's how you're supposed to set it, but that's an indication how I would go anyway. For future, if I had to replace one of these, you know, it's right when the pin lines up. That's my point of reference anyway, how I would look at it. Bonus is that I needed a switch for the clutch, and it just so happens the old brake light switch goes in perfectly. You can see that. So now I just need to wire that to the 2 pins for the cruise control section on here, and that's Bob's your uncle. Alright, well that concludes the video today, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish the wiring for the cruise control, and then I'm going to work out with getting that pedal there out and installing this one in its place. That's in future videos to come. Alright, so I want to thank everyone's comments on the last video I posted on what would you do if the pedal's there. Turns out I only had one option in the end anyway, so that was a decision made for me. I would have liked the wider pedal. Unfortunately, as you saw at the beginning, it's too far to the left, would interfere with that clutch too much. When having to press the pedal, you'd be pressing the brake as well. So it ended up like that. I'm happy. I got the proper mount for the cruise control to mount to. I'm really happy with the way things are turning out. Everything's just progressing slowly forward, but at least it's going forward. Alright, till next time guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.